The White House says Ukraine is getting one more aid package this month, but after that, nothing. Help isn't coming for Ukraine, at least until Congress acts. Here's Congressman Mike Quigley meeting Ukrainian President Volodomyr Zelenskyy just last week. Joining us now, Congressman Quigley, representing the 5th District of Illinois, part Chicago, parts Cook, part Lake County. Congressman Quigley, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You've been a major supporter of Ukraine's war and their efforts against Russian invaders and their butcherous leader, Putin. But now funding is going to stop. When you met with Ukraine's president, did he say what that means?
I think I've been in Kyiv twice, meeting with President Zelenskyy, 5 times total since the war started. He always begins the meetings with a great deal of gratitude, a status of the conflict, and then finally, where we go from here. And obviously, there is great concern about the funding levels to the point now where I believe Ukrainians are forced to ration their munitions as they fight the largest army in Europe.
It's stunning we've gotten to this point, and Congress has now tied Ukraine funding to a super wedge issue, immigration. Funding efforts to halt the flow of immigrants. In round one, that equated to a stall in Ukraine funding, meaning Ukraine probably has a few weeks left. Bottom line question for me, is this a win for Putin?
Well, clear. I mean, there's some announcements coming out of there, which they were actually congratulating, coming out of Moscow, they were congratulating the Republicans. Wow. And that a defeat of Ukraine is a defeat for Biden. 2 birds with 1 stone were their exact terms. I don't know when this became a partisan issue. I believe that about half the Republicans in the House are strongly supporting Ukraine aid. That makes about 3/4. So if a bill got there, it would pass. But let's remember, this is the fundamentals of the Reagan doctrine. Mm-hmm. Right? This Republican Party's Reagan doctrine, which argued that we will do whatever we can to help our allies fight Russian aggression. You go back a little farther, it's the quote of John F. Kennedy at his inauguration, right? It's for liberty. We will fight any foe as strong as him, support any ally. And finally, back to FDR, who said, we have learned that our nation's well-being is dependent on the well-being of countries far away. So this is in our national security. Ukraine is fighting our fight. And if anyone imagines that Putin would be satisfied with Ukraine, they're just not watching what he has said, done, and frankly, history. His sights are on Eastern Europe, and that expansion and our willingness to let that happen is very dangerous for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, sticking up for the little guy in this case from the big bully, Russia, would be as American as apple pie. And yeah, look out Poland. So this is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Could this be a catalyst for another government shutdown? These issues being tied together, could it get to that point? It's befuddling, as you explain it, how the funding could stop, considering Democrats are for it, Republicans are for it. There's just, it seems like a certain group that doesn't want it. I
think what's happened is a small group of the Republican Party has hijacked the party and brought it to an extreme. Let's remember, on the funding side, we had a bipartisan, bicameral deal in June that Speaker McCarthy helped broker. It was the right thing to do. We wouldn't be in this place. What Speaker McCarthy should be instructing Speaker Johnson is they will never be appeased, the far right. You might as well forget that and go along with a compromise deal, because fundamentally that's the only way things get done in a divided government. But if he believes he can appease them for any length of time, he's sorely mistaken. I tell folks, the first day I walked into Congress almost 15 years ago, Illinois representative, a Republican, a good friend, Mark Kirk, said, everything that gets done here gets done by compromise. Yeah. That's still true today. And if we aren't all willing to do that, then we will shut the government down. We'll leave Ukraine and Eastern Europe to fend for themselves. We will be less safe ourselves. And look, I'm not a military guy, but General Milley and Secretary Austin have said virtually the same thing. If we allow Putin's aggression to go unabated, our defense budgets in the future will nearly have to double, and there will be a great deal more bloodshed. This is a time where not appeasing actually makes us safer.
Yeah. General Milley's actually been quoted as saying double, might even triple, that not putting in the money on the front end could cost us huge, and not long down the road, but soon down the road. Okay, let's talk, Congressman, Israel. Funding Israel in the war against Hamas. But now more and more are coming out saying Israel needs to scale back the intensity of the war, citing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, etc. Your stance on funding Israel, does it need to come, but with an asterisk?
Well, let's put it in a broader perspective. Israel, as you would agree, has an absolute right to defend itself. Hamas is still holding hostages, and if allowed to just end and not seek to go after Hamas anymore, would just allow them to regroup and pose an additional threat in the near future. Having said that, I was in Gaza after a similar conflict, not to this magnitude, but I could see just how difficult prosecuting a conflict there is. They still have to be careful, more careful than they're being. They need to use more precision-guided, smaller weaponry, and they simply have to do everything they can to protect the citizens of Gaza. That is extraordinarily difficult, but it's essential, not just because it's the right thing to do. It's also the smart tactical thing to do.
Right.
Simply because, look, Hamas is a military force backed by Iran and others, but it's also a movement. And if the perception of how they're prosecuting this war doesn't go well, it obviously creates recruitment for future Hamas soldiers. So it's really counterproductive. As difficult as it is, they have to be more careful. They probably need more precision weaponry, which we ought to give them to help them defend themselves. But obviously, it's extraordinarily difficult.
Okay. Very interesting insights there. Congressman Knight Quigley, we thank you for your insights. We thank you for your time, and we know you're representing and working hard for the people up there in your district, and want to wish you happy holidays if we don't see you again. Thank you, sir.
Happy holidays and a safe one to all.
Okay. Congressman, appreciate your time.